And Cindy, are you going to send me the link or is the link the same? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, court is calling the docket. When I call your name, please stand and let me know you're here. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Marie Morales. It's a Monday. But Sean, I think it's going to be one of them days.
No.
Oh, did I put it out there?
No.
But did you get the movie? Did you get the movie reference? Enrique Hernandez? What did I tell you?
There's like a super long line outside. Yes.
Now, here's the thing. I don't understand why people believe that when there are 4 entrances to the courthouse, you can only go through one entrance. I don't know. And I told people that as I was walking in. Julio Smith. Thank you. Ray De La Rosa.
My client is present with counsel.
Thank you. But I knew Julio would be on time because of his attorney. Thank you. Tiffany Martinez. Rakeem Asmore, custody. Cody Salazar, custody. Ray De La Rosa. Oh, he has more than one case on the docket. No, he's on bond, right?
It's on bond, Your Honor.
Catherine Grabs. Carrie Lampkin. Thank you. John Magallanes. And see, and I said the double L's right, and he's not even here to see that. Dylan Skinner, custody. Desiree Castro. Arnulfo Esquivel, custody. Humberto Munoz, custody. Jose Maciel. All right, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Am I the only person who's getting feedback?
No. We'll get there, Judge.
All right, thank you. Domingo Villa.
Counsel, Your Honor.
Jose Velasquez. Jose Oviedo, custody. Jeffrey Guerrero. Custody. Deanna Constantine. Deanna Constantine. Jeffrey Flores, custody. Richard Baker. Mason Washington, custody. Mario Tovar. Jason Moore. Ray Espinoza. Catherine Aguilar. Custody. Anthony Villarreal Jr. Jeremiah Miller. Marie Morales.
I'm present here for Your Honor. I called her daughter.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
David Rocha. David Octavio Rocha.
Judge, he should be on Zoom. He does not live in Texas.
All right, thank you. Dimitri Lavallee, custody. Robert Castillo, I think he's on Zoom. Emmanuel Chavarria. Jennifer Flores, custody. Isaiah Gibson, custody. Crystal Molina. All right, thank you. All right, anyone whose name was not called? Anyone who came in late? All right, final round. Maria Morales, Enrique Hernandez. I'm sorry, Marie Elena Morales, Enrique Hernandez, John Magallanes, Desiree Castro. Michelle, thank you for fixing that. All right. Doina Constantine, Mario Tovar, Anthony Villarreal, Emmanuel Chavarria, Crystal Molina. All right, attorneys, for the people who are new, these are the rules. Please follow these rules. Don't deviate from these rules. And today will be a great Monday. If you deviate from these rules, it's not going to go well because we're going to get backlogged. Deputy Laura has told me there are over, how many inmates that have been on?
195.
195. So What that means is things are gonna be moving a little bit slower. And attorneys, if you've ever been in the back to see where the deputies have to go to get the inmates and then the limited space in the elevator to bring them up, you would appreciate their time more and the fact that it takes a little bit longer. I've been in the elevator. I'm sure the sheriff, if you want, would give you a tour so you can be more aware of they're just not back there goofing off. It really takes a long time to get the inmates. And then it's claustrophobic. I don't know how they do it. So these are the rules. You are not ready to approach the court. Do not approach me unless you've conferred with your client and conferred with the state. If your client is in custody, yes, they need to be brought out and you need to confer with them. If you're ready for your client to be brought out, let the deputy know. Once you requested your client, do not leave the courtroom. Do not tell somebody, Judge Boyd is making me stay here. No, once you request your client, do not leave. The reason why is because there's a limited number of space for inmates to be in the courtroom for security reasons. And if you request your inmate and you leave, then there's another attorney who won't be able to have their inmate brought out. Criminal trial division files are there. Family violence files are there. Just grab a file, place it on the table and have a seat. They're going to call you in the order of appearance. Do not surround them. People are catching the flu, catching pneumonia. I don't think anybody wants to get that. Fiesta is almost upon us. Mardi Gras is almost upon us. So as a part of your Lent, let's not crowd, let's make it a Lent thing, not to crowd people. When we're on the record, please do not talk behind the court reporter. You know we're on the record because I will have called the style of the case. All you have to do is ask that your client be moved to the other end. The deputies will move them. Just raise your hand. To the people in the gallery, I'm so sorry. This is not visiting. If you are here for someone who is in the box, you are not allowed to talk to them. If you do talk to them, Deputy Laura, don't tell them there's no talking to the inmates because I've already told them. Just tap them on the shoulder and you will be excused from the courtroom. You will not be allowed back unless you are being called as a witness. Do not approach this side when we're on the record. You know we're on the record because I will have called the style of the case. I don't want you approaching over here because I'm trying to give 100% of my attention to the people who are in front of me and to the clerks and the coordinator. Do not talk to people when they approach you and we're on the record. Probation officer is back there. If you are working out a plea bargaining agreement, if it's a probation issue, confer with the probation officer. That will save us time because I'm going to ask them for their thoughts anyway. All right, it's Monday. We're not retired, but hey, it's a new day. So everyone please confer. Did anyone come in late? What's your name?
Emmanuel Sabria, because the line downstairs, it was long all the way to the sidewalk.
Second row, sir. Have a seat on the second row. Second row for late people.
All right, so
Over
as
here,
I always
this
tell people, when I am coming in, there's more than one entryway into the courthouse. All right, and who are the other people? Anthony Villarreal, just one moment. Who else? Yes. Who else? You in the purple shirt, are you on the docket? Then why are you on the second front?
Have
Yeah,
a seat somewhere else, sir.
yeah, you have to sit on another row, sir. All right. All right, please confirm. All right, Detective Morgan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, if you come this way, please.
Yes.
Solemnly swear all of you that correctly your personal knowledge. Yes, sir.
Hi there. I have a young woman who's in jail named Aaron San Miguel / Munoz. I filed a motion asking for the judge to reconsider the conditions for probation because the place she's ordered to go to won't take her with the medication.
Okay.
So if I can have it brought into somebody who's get me one. Done and done.
Do you have the speech number?
Yes.
Or receipt number?
All sorts of, every one you need. Case number is 2022 CR 6643. Have a SID number here too. One.
John, how you doing? John, how are you doing?
Well, I'm still ambulatory,
Okay, well, that's good.
you know, no, I've gotten past the psychological effects of having my legs kicked out from underneath me 3 times in 3 months.
Mhm.
And I guess
Well,
I'm
you're
back.
looking good.
Well, that's because they scared the bejesus out of me with the heart attack, and I deliberately started losing weight.
Oh, hey.
I have a pear each day for lunch.
Oh, okay. Well, don't start. You can't starve yourself though.
Oh, I'm not starving,
Yeah.
believe me.
Well, you know what I do, I always drink a glass of water and eat an apple first, and then I don't eat as much.
Well, I don't, the pear is what I eat. So,
I love pears.
I do too. I never really appreciated them. I didn't know how many pears HEB had.
Oh, gosh, there are so many, but I remember walking home from school and we would pick them off the pear tree. Those are the best.
Those are the best.
So,
That's how lobsters are too. When you get them free, they're the best.
yeah, that's true.
My
Well-
wife prefers that. One time I came back from a night dive
Mhm.
and I got the biggest sumo wrestler crab I'd ever gotten.
Oh, wow.
And my son told me, he says, you know, it's all the same to you, Dad. You know, when you go out on night dives, if you have a choice, I'd really prefer the crab to the lobster. You know, how many kids can say that?
Oh, yeah. Well, good seeing you, and I hope the magnolia tree is going to do well.
I think it will. It's been looking real healthy all year and we've gotten this really good period of rain.
Mhm.
I don't think the cold, unless, I guess there is a cold that would damage it, but it's big enough that it's not really a problem.
Okay.
I haven't seen the cold damage it yet, so
Okay, well, we're supposed to have a cold front coming
Oh,
through.
we're supposed to have several cold fronts coming.
So I'm praying for the magnolia, but I know it's gonna do fine.
Oh, it will. It'll be great.
Yes.
And then we'll start sharing the wealth.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Your hair's a lot shorter now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's growing back though. Had to do some cutting. Not me personally. All right, Julio Smith.
Thursday? Yes. No. Okay. Thursday it is.
Thank you for being on time and dressing appropriately, but I know you're always on time. All right, we're gonna go on the record, 2024 CR 007457, State versus Julio Perez Smith. Can I have parties announced for the state? State? Anyone from the? All right. For the defense?
Stephanie Stevens. Tess Busick. Andrea Villa.
All right. Cindy, did you get everybody's name for the defense?
Tess Busick, Bussick.
All right, and these are your student attorneys?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, so student attorneys. I think this may be your first dismissal. I may be wrong. Am I wrong or?
Yeah, she has one. This is my first one.
Well, here you are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, so they're saying that they're dismissing the case for missing witness. So whatever brought you here today, make sure you don't come back for this. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Your
luck,
Honor.
guys. Oh, and Stephanie, to your students, if they want a copy of that record, so
Okay.
they can have a copy for their parents. I know parents love to frame everything. You're welcome.
Later.
And Bashan, are you ready on David? David Rocha is,
Waiting for Jason to get here.
all right, thank you. Marie Morales, Enrique Hernandez. Thank you. John Magallanes,
Council President, Judge,
and where's your client?
we'll get on that, Judge.
Thank you.
He may be an impact 13.
Okay,
I'll get on it. I'll have him report, Judge.
all right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Joanna Constantine. Mario Tovar. Crystal Molina. Yes. Can I have a follow on Crystal Molina, please?
Nicole Thornborough was on her way from the state. I've talked to her also this morning. I have got a text this morning from my client at 4:27 a.m. saying that she's been vomiting. She has fever. She's sick. She didn't know what to do. I told her I would come and talk to the court. She's set for a plea and she does have the $5,000 restitution that the court asked for. said it can be delivered possibly today, this week, but I am requesting a reset and some
Yes.
feedback, right?
No
Okay.
problem.
So I requested a week continuance from the court. The state said she's okay with it.
No, no.
Just one second. Do you all have a file on Crystal Molina?
Yes, Judge. Oh.
So is she going to the doctor?
She hasn't yet, but she said that she can get a doctor, go to the doctor, get a note. She absolutely doesn't want the court to think that she's
Mhm.
not telling the truth in any way. So,
Oh, I understand. And then
Mhm.
sometimes you have an illness and
mhm,
I don't need a doctor. I just need to let it run its course.
right, yeah. And with the flu and other things going around, that's why I think maybe next week would be better for contagious reasons, but whatever you're willing to do, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes.
Melina, recall this for February 24th,
21st,
24th.
24th.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
No, because she's not here on Sunday. Okay, so she would. All right, thank you.
Vashawn,
Yes, sir.
Crystal Molina is being recalled for February 25th for sentencing. I'm sorry, 24th.
Okay, Judge, I thought that is.
Yes,
No PSI?
no PSI.
Oh.
You're welcome. Deputy Laura, save me from the spam calls, please.
I'm happy here. I'm looking for her update. Yes. Can you put Domingo,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Is it for you? What's your name?
John?
Domingo Villa.
John what?
Good morning again, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court and being on time. All right, where are we on discovery?
Judge, so all the discovery has been uploaded to the system, but this attorney has just been retained this setting, so I'm not sure if he's had an opportunity to pull it and review it.
That's correct, Your Honor. As before the docket, Mr. Chidas and I approached, he just got retained this week. I informed Mr. Chidas on Friday. He showed up out of an abundance of caution. I don't believe our order's been granted yet. I know Norma's trying to dig it out so that it can be granted, so we can be given access to the discovery. So I'm just asking for a reset to review that in my office with Mr. Villa to file any appropriate motions and be ready to have a better conversation with the state at the next setting.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for March 17th and state at that time you'll need to tender an offer.
Yes, sir.
Once you
Thank you.
sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And Norma, the order is attached.
You too. I think can I see that?
Marie Morales. John Magallanes. All right, thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes,
with the court's permission, may I take my client down to impact 13 and lead him out?
yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. Joanna Constantine. Mario Tovar.
Approach it. Sure this is in it. I don't know if it is or not. Sure. $100.
Rota.
Yes, Judge, I'm ready.
Let me just review the stipulations.
Okay.
All right, David Rocha.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you need to show your video.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So this is set for hearing. He's requesting early termination.
Yes, Judge. A status report for early discharge was sent into the court last week or so, and at the time it was sent to the court, it was denied. The state opposed the discharge, and Mr. Rocha would like a hearing to discuss it.
All right, so Mr. Rocha,
Yes, ma'am.
attorney, and I don't know if he's still your attorney or not. Mr. Allen.
Right.
He's not going to be available till another 30 days. So if you want to wait for him, if Mr. Allen is still your attorney, we can wait for Mr. Allen.
I don't mind.
It may be in your best interest to have him represent you as far,
Okay.
if he's still your attorney, as far as the early termination is concerned.
Okay, we could do that.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, what date, because they sent out an email with Mr. Allen requesting that his cases be set off for 30 days. What date do you want to bring this back? I think March 31st. All right, so what we'll do is we'll set it for March 31st.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds good.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bashan, I had no idea that Matthew Allen was his attorney till I looked it up.
Oh, right, Judge. After speaking with the state, he gave me the reasoning on why he was opposing at the time.
Mhm.
He was just gonna tell you why, but Mr. Rocha has finished everything and he's doing well. So
Okay.
hopefully on the 31st, we can come
Yes,
to some resolution. Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Rocha.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mario Tovar?
Anything like that, I think.
Did you want me to put the file there?
Yeah.
You'll come back and sign it. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
In your phone on private and just have your contact room.
Oh, okay. I need to learn how to do that.
That's what I do. I don't get no sign calls. Well, I do, but I don't hear them.
Okay.
She said she did not go to 2 months ago before. She didn't coach anything before. Nothing else to add. I'm not opposed to this, but it's all the records. Yeah, I'm not opposed. Yeah, I'm that person. Yeah, she didn't find out whatever she got. That would be really cool. Yeah.
State. Who is the attorney on Jeffrey Guerrero? It's on page 4. All right. So are you all ready to tender an offer on that case?
Maybe, yeah, we could.
All right, so if you all could call Mr. Sullivan, he is out of county.
Okay.
And if you all will tender an offer, and then I'm going to bring that back on March 17th for a plea deadline date.
Okay, Judge.
And I think it's here, is that next? You need them? You need them, Judge? We have them.
Yes.
Bring it on.
We're ready to take an approach on that.
Thank you.
Isaiah Gibson.
Being brought up.
All right, thank you.
Me? Gibson is here just.
No, whatever you want to do.
All right.
Like,
Is there a reason I have this file? Isaiah Gibson.
Right.
Hello.
I can do a text message.
Who's your attorney?
I don't remember his name, honestly.
It's Robert Mauer.
All right, your attorney. Your attorney is out of county in Travis County. And he's asking that your case be recalled for tomorrow. So we'll bring you back tomorrow to take care of your matter.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any questions about anything?
No, not really.
You sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, we'll call you back tomorrow. Sorry for waking you up.
That's,
All right, thank you.
That's a Wednesday, so. It's okay, Wednesday.
Oh, it is Wednesday. I forgot. We're on Tuesday, right? Ah. So then what I'll do is I'll call you back on Thursday. I'm sorry. I forgot that it still feels like a Monday. It feels like a Monday.
Yes,
Definitely
ma'am.
hit me here. So Monday and Tuesday, whenever we're off on Monday, Tuesday becomes a Monday and a Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Because we're playing catch up. All right, so we'll bring you back on Thursday, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
And get it is also out here, Judge.
All right. Mr. Guerrero, can I see you? Hello. Good morning. Your attorney is actually out of county.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm going to call you back for your plea deadline date on March 17th. And on that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you've reached an agreement with the state. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Vashawn Gibson is being recalled for the 20th. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Judge?
All right, I cannot complain. So far, no flu, well, I shouldn't say so far. No flu, no pneumonia, so
There you-
we're doing great. Yeah.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. All right, Cody Salazar.
Present, ready, Judge.
You're welcome.
Morning.
Good morning. State, did you tender an offer?
Your Honor, at this time, we have been conferring, we had tendered an offer, defense has a counter offer. Before the state can actually consider that, we're just waiting on CPS records.
All right, so where are the CPS records? Because this case has been on the docket since November.
We subpoenaed them last week, Your Honor.
All right, so are they in the cut? Is there an open CPS case?
There is,
I don't know if there's a legal case, Your Honor. I think there's just on the regular CPS side.
I think it's in family-based.
All right,
rather
so
than legal.
has anybody reached out to the CPS caseworker?
I can ask our advocate to do so.
All right, I'm recalling this back for February 20th. That's Thursday.
We can do it next, well, Any chance for the 27th?
All right,
Just a week later.
all right, I'll put it
And
on.
Judge, while we're here, my client's been in custody since September. We respectfully request a oral motion for a bond reduction with.
Well, the way the law is now, you'll have to file a motion and I'll hear it and we'll put it on the docket as soon as you file it. If the state is waiving notice.
I think there's one on file, but we'll get it set for the
If it's
20th.
on, if it's on file.
I think my client, actually, Judge.
All right, if you want to adopt your client's motion, if the state is waiving notice, then I will hear it.
Your Honor, I would need to look at the motion and maybe just confirm, see if there's an agreement that we reached.
Okay, Judge.
All right.
I'll just file one. Let's just do it for the 27th.
Well, they're saying that they'll look at the motion and see if you all can reach an agreement. So do you want to talk to them now? Or do you want to file your own and come back on the 27th?
We'll chat right now.
All
I'm
right,
here.
thank you.
Let's chat.
Sure.
Have a seat, sir.
Okay.
Right here, or go say.
What page is Cody Salazar on? Thank you. Hello.
Hey, Judge.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
We did look at the motions that were filed, and we are not able to come to an agreement.
All right. So if you all want to have a hearing on it, I'll have a hearing on it.
Okay.
So is that what you all are requesting?
Yeah, just oral argument, Judge.
All right, so could you pull the file on Cody Salazar and see if you can find the defendant's motion for a bond?
Yes.
And then after this case, I'll take up Tony Niera. State, did you have a chance to review defense counsel's motion under 32.01? It is a drug case. I think it's off docket. Let me give you the cause number. It's NITMAG number 747949. And defense, if you have a copy of your motion, if you could tender it to the state. If you do not, I can give them this one.
It's the only copy I had.
Ah. Oh, no problem. Counsel, if you give them this one and then just return it to me because that's the only one I have.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And then after Niera, it's gonna be Castillo. Mr. Salazar, if you'll come down. No. All right, so Mr. Salazar, I'm in receipt of the motion that you filed. What I can tell you is unless there's an exception, PR bonds based upon the legislature and the rules they pass and the laws they pass, PR bonds are not given for violent offenses. And because this is an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, you're not going to be able to receive a PR bond from the court unless there's some exception that your attorney wishes to present to the court. So with that being said, the court is calling, let me find you, 2024 CR 009128, State versus Cody Salazar. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Defense.
Robert Gear for defendant Cody Salazar, Judge. We're ready.
And are you Mr. Salazar?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and defense, are you adopting your client's motion to set, well, it's a motion to grant a personal bond. Are you adopting that motion?
Yes, Judge, we'll adopt that motion and we'd like to argue, if not for a PR bond, for a reduction in bond as well.
All right, so state, the motion that the defense counsel is adopting is a motion requesting a personal bond. That's it. It's not a motion for a bond reduction. So any objection to defense counsel amending his client's motion and requesting a bond reduction?
No, Your Honor, and I will state for the record that there were a couple motions filed. I do believe one of the ones the defendant filed was a motion for a reduction of bond.
All right, do you have that motion? If you all could print that out? All right, so defense, it's your motion. You may proceed.
Yes, Judge, may it please the court. My client was arrested on or about September of last year. We've been coming to court since November. State's attorney is correct that we have been conferring at every court setting. However, we're still here in the need of more discovery in the way of CPS records. And since my client obviously has been to court every day, but not only him, his family's been here. His mother and sisters have been very supportive of him. Bond and bail should be set in an amount that is sufficient to require or have the defendant submit to court and make all his court appearances. There is also a condition that I saw on the bond by the magistrate of a GPS with house arrest, and considering the nature of these charges, And that bond condition, I believe it'd be in the best interest of society and my client and myself as representing him and being able to discuss this matter with him, that the court reduce his bond to a reasonable amount so that he can bond out, number one, because he has been sitting there without without much movement on the case because we're waiting on discovery and waiting for CPS records. Number two, it'd be easier for myself and him to communicate. Were we out, should we have to prepare for trial or any hearings or other further settings in this matter? Considering the conditions on his bond, we believe that those are adequate enough to secure himself with society and in the eyes of this court. And therefore, Judge, we'd respectfully request that the court reduce this bond to a $20,000 to $40,000 bond range, so that my client, with all the conditions that are already in effect, will move my client's constitutional rights. Thank you, Judge.
All right, so what bond are you saying he can make? And do you have any testimony to determine the bond amount that he can make?
I'd call Cody Salazar, Judge.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Cody Salazar.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Cody, at the time of this arrest, where were you residing?
I was at my mother's
And you've resided there for quite some time? And you have been incarcerated how long?
for 5 months now.
Okay, so you currently don't have any occupation, and you're not working. And if you were to be released, you'd have to look for a job because you don't have one waiting for you, correct?
Yes, sir.
But your mother does work, correct?
Mhm.
And she's had a steady job for quite some time,
Yes.
and she cannot afford a huge bond as the current bond amount. Is at 100,000, that's a little bit out of the range.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe she'd be able to afford a $20,000 or $30,000 bond?
Right now, I have to ask her. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know.
Would it be easier for her to afford in the bond in that amount than what the bond is currently set at?
Oh, yeah.
And property, other than her house, does she have any other property that she may be able to sell or get money for a bond?
I don't think so.
Okay, do you have any property that you'd be able to sell or get money for? So you're asking this court to reduce your bond to an amount that you believe that your mother would be able to afford to get you.
All right, so we can go off the record. So what I need is, what have they done to secure a bond? How much money do they have? Do they have any money in the bank? So,
Judge, if I may?
Yes.
May I call another witness?
well, just one second. Any questions, State?
No, not for this witness one.
All right, thank you. Yes, you may call another witness.
You're back again.
Yes, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Annette Salazar.
All right, defense.
Ms. Salazar, what is your relationship to Cody?
I'm mother to him.
And when, prior to being incarcerated, where was he residing?
He was living with me.
Okay, and his bond is currently set at $100,000. Is there, what, have you made any inquiries or tried to get a bond in that amount, or is that above?
Yeah, that's way too, I can't afford.
And are you currently working?
Yes, sir.
And what do you do?
All right.
Where I
so-
work here? Sorry.
Yeah, just off the record for a moment. I know the witness. I think everybody knows the witness. We know where she works,
All
so
right.
you don't need to get into any of that.
Okay. And we're here today asking for a reduction of your son's bond. Is there a certain amount that you think that you would be able to afford?
I mean, I don't really have a lot like to say,
maybe 500, I mean, I don't really have, but I mean, I maybe take them out with 500, but I know it's not crazy, I know. But I like,
And you did hear the judge's announcement and
right,
about a request for PR bond is not
right, they couldn't do it.
acceptable in this
Right,
case.
yes.
And so you think that $500 may be the maximum amount? Do you have friends or family that you could borrow any money from that may be able to assist you in getting this bond?
It would just be hard for me to pay that back, and I don't want to be in debt, I pay my bills and I try to, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, property that you'd be able to sell that's unencumbered by any debt that may be able to.
No, I do not,
That's all I'm saying.
sorry.
All right. Thank you.
I'll pass it to Ms. Judge.
Any questions?
No question.
All right, thank you so
I'm sorry,
much.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other witnesses?
No, nothing further, Judge. We'll rest.
All right. State any witnesses or evidence?
As far as evidence, Your Honor, the state would enter in, I guess the police report, if you can give me just a moment to grab that.
Okay.
You want me to state about the state's exhibit 1?
Any objection?
Defense has reviewed it, Judge. We have no objections.
All right, let me just review this. All right, the court has read State's Exhibit number 1. The court will hear argument from both sides, defense.
Judge, based on the client situation, the fact that we've had several court hearings, and we've conferred with the state, we believe we're moving this case along. My client's been incarcerated since September. Considering the fact that we're waiting on more discovery and that there are special bond conditions put in place, we respectfully request that the court reduce his bond in the amount that he may possibly or his family may be able to afford. Thank you, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, regarding the discovery, we did just confirm the existence of it, last week as well. I'm sorry, on the
Just her.
6th.
Just her.
On February 6th, we confirmed the existence of that discovery, and we did send a subpoena out last week as soon as we found out about it. So the state is doing everything in its power to get those records as quickly as possible. On the other end, Your Honor, this is a violent offense. The facts alleged, as the court has read, are violent, and this victim is scared for her safety. Additionally, the defendant is a convicted felon. He is a repeat offender. He's got a prior conviction for in 2017. For a second-degree felony offense, and because of those two things, Your Honor, the facts of the case and his prior criminal history, the state believes that he is a danger to this complainant and to the community, and would respectfully request that the court keep the bond in place at $100,000.
You have final argument.
Judge, there are special bond conditions to ensure the safety of society and for the victim. My client and this victim have not had any communication in over 3 years. I would be going to his home under house arrest where the victim is nowhere to be around. So to argue that he may be a danger to her is inadequate at this time. Therefore, we believe that the issue here is what amount of bail is sufficient to assure his attendance in court. And therefore, we respectfully request the court lower the bond to $20,000. Thank you.
All right, and state, has the defendant ever failed to report to court and previously in other cases?
Let me double check that.
All right, this is what,
I'm sorry, the only thing I have is that he was a post-indictment fugitive in the prior case, but
all right, and then we understand why post-indictment fugitives happen. It has
Yes.
nothing to do with his not appearing. All right, and then the court does notice that there are potential mental health issues. So you're still under oath. Have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental health issue? Have you ever received or seen a psychiatrist?
I think at a young age I was.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to set the bond at $85,000. There's to be no contact with the complainant and no contact with minors. There's to be full GPS, waive fees. And there's to be a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. Is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further from defense, Judge.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, one other thing I'm going to add, and it's based upon what I read in State's Exhibit number 1. I'm going to add regular UAs. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good one. Ready on Niera?
Yes. May I approach your honor?
Yes.
Morning, your
Good
honor.
morning.
I don't think we have to take a promotion. They have a dismissal.
Okay.
I don't know if I need to take that back there or just,
Oh,
do I need to?
actually, I think it goes. I don't know, I think this may go with this. Well, I think it may go with the clerk.
Clark, did you get it? I'll take care of it, Judge.
All right, thank you.
The back or do you want it? Okay.
And I'm sorry, can I see that dismissal one more time,
That's it.
Jenna? Yes, the one that was just handed to you. All right, thank you. Here we go.
Tell you, Judge, when you're in the file, there's a button to click that says follow.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I've seen it, yes. Tiffany Martinez?
Good morning.
Good morning, how's everything going?
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great, perfect. Well, now that I remember that it's Tuesday and not Monday. Okay.
It's a little better.
Yeah. All right, so today is plea deadline date. Have you all reached an agreement or do you want a jury trial?
We need a jury trial, Judge.
All right, how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
Let's see, 3 days.
All right, Norm, I need a jury trial date, criminal trial division, 3 days. If y'all confer with the coordinator. And once you have a date, just come back and let me know what that date is. And if you'll have a seat, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, sure.
February 2006. 26 of the army. And we move it 1 week later.
All right, what date?
June 10th is fine.
June 10th.
All right. All right, we'll see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Let me give you a reset.
Yeah. July 8th is just too close to July 4th.
All right, Robert Castillo.
Your Honor, you'd allowed my client to appear by Zoom. I think he's in the waiting room. We're good.
Just pull up the case.
After the motion in your file.
Yes. All right, so we're here over this bumper.
Yes, Judge. So at the last, or when Mr. McLean approached off docket. The court had instructed me to have witnesses here to inform the court when the specimen that had been put in the lab was going to be ready. So since the last setting, thanks to the hard work of the people at the Bexar County Crime Lab, they have finished the analysis and we've generated a report that's been tendered to defense.
Okay.
We received notice that the report had been filed in discovery on Friday.
Mhm.
Counsel for the state was kind of providing a hard copy of the day. Unfortunately, it's inconclusive. Basically what it says is that, yes, it looks like a projectile went through, but they did the chemical analysis for lead and copper, and it was inconclusive. It didn't detect anything because of the time it elapsed for it probably.
Okay.
I didn't even say that. It's probably due to the time that's gone by since the car's been sitting in impound. What we're asking for is our opportunity to have our expert evaluate the vehicle and actually do more than just look at the bumper, to actually look for bullets or slugs that possibly penetrated the vehicle and are lodged still inside the vehicle.
Mhm.
To our knowledge, that inspection and search has never been done on this vehicle, despite our client and the passenger in the vehicle both saying they were being shot at that night.
All right, so why don't we do this? If you all can get together, counsel, I'm gonna allow you to inspect and your expert to inspect. But if you all could get together, come up with a time, state if you want to be present to watch them walk around the vehicle, or if you want whoever is in charge or has custody of the vehicle to be there as they look, then you all come to a time where his expert can meet. And that's what the court is going to order. His expert will be allowed to do that.
And Judge, this is also an anti motion, just so the court knows.
Yes.
My client's funds are absolutely exhausted, and we're asking for funds to be able to pay our expert as well.
Mhm.
We have conferred a little bit on what the court just addressed.
Mhm.
And I think that the only thing that they're stipulating too is my expert can go out there and inspect the vehicle, because it may require some destructive testing. It may have to pull some panels off and unbolt some things and rebolt them back into place. But they're just asking that it be done there at the impound lot.
All right. So if you all will get your experts together and then see what time you all want to do it, and then, arrange that time.
Okay, Judge, I will have to contact my expert on that and see what availability he has.
All right.
Is there a time that we need to provide that to the court, or just confer with
Well,
the
I'm going to
state?
give you all you all confer, but I'm going to give you a reset date because this case has been going on for far too long.
It has.
And you know what? Let's do this. How long would this take at trial?
Judge, I would anticipate this one to be a week.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. All right, I'm going to give you all a jury trial date.
She's back.
Oh, she's back.
All right, they need a jury trial date. It's a week-long trial. And this is going to be your jury trial date and your plea deadline date. All right, July 8th.
July 8th.
Yes.
Okay, Judge.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
So, Mr. Castillo, on that date, you'll need to be in court for jury trial, or either if you all have reached an agreement. All right.
Yes,
then the next- Thank you. And Mr. Castillo, you have an issue with funding for expert.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you want to call your client as a witness?
Yes, Mr. Castillo, can you raise your right?
Just 1 second. Court is calling 2023 CR 8866 State versus Robert Castillo. Can I have, and this is just a defense motion and for fun, so the state.
Megan Galloway.
David McLean for the defense.
All right, are you Mr. Castillo?
Yes, ma'am.
You raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lawyer, state your name for the record.
My name's Robert Castillo.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Castillo, we're asking the court to help us with some funds for payment for this expert. This expert's going to run us probably somewhere between I would say $4,500 to $8,000 to come in, do the inspection and testify in court. Is that something you're able to currently afford?
No, sir.
How are you presently employed?
No, sir.
You're not presently employed?
No, not as of last Friday. No, sir.
Okay. And when, at the time that you got arrested on this, you were a manager for an oil change company, correct?
Yes, sir, I was.
You've since lost that job, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and where were you employed up till last Friday?
I was employed for a car wash as a area multi leader.
Okay, and what was the purpose for your termination?
Um, uh, my current issue right now came to light, and it was best to part ways with the company in their eyes.
Okay, in their eyes, that wasn't your choice, correct?
Right. I had no choice. Yes, sir.
Okay, are you presently looking for a job?
Yes, sir. I'm currently looking active on Indeed and LinkedIn.
Okay, all right. Are you able, and you stated earlier that you're not able to afford those fees from this expert at this time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have family or friends that you could borrow the money from?
Currently, no, sir. Not at the moment.
Okay, all right. Would you be able to take a loan if you're being unemployed, allow you to get a loan at this time?
No, sir. I cannot at the time.
Do you have any property that you could sell in order to be able to come up with these fees and pay this expert?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
I have no questions, Judge.
All right, thank you. This court will grant the defense's motion.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and did you file that motion?
I did.
All right.
If
And
you
you can,
you want them to get a printout?
yes,
Yeah.
and also if you'll put the amount that you're requesting.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Castillo, you'll be excused.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
It should be filed titled the third motion for inspection and access and appointment of investigator. Should be like a 3. Trying to make it easy to find.
Yes.
Yeah, please. In regard to one of the cases today, Catherine Grabbed on your docket, we have a plea bargain worked out with the state. And I told her I was gonna ask you. So the agreement calls for 20 days Bear County Jail, but GPS full house arrest with permission to work only in lieu of actually serving the time at the jail. I don't know if that's if the court.
What is this, a DWR?
That's theft.
Oh, theft.
Yes, ma'am.
I keep an open mind about everything.
If the court considers that.
Yes.
And then if if we were to plead today and you decided that it wasn't appropriate, would you be willing to give my client time to
Yes,
come back and turn herself in?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Catherine Aguilar. All right. So we were scheduled for jury trial January 21st, but I'm sure we're in jury trial on some other case or.
No, that was one of my medical issues.
Yes, okay. I didn't want to say that, but yes, you're right. So you're scheduled, she's still requesting jury trial?
She is requesting jury trial, Your Honor.
All right. State, would you be ready to try this tomorrow?
No, Your Honor.
All right, would you be ready to try this on Wednesday?
Tomorrow is
Tomorrow is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh, tomorrow is Wednesday. Next week?
I don't know, but we'll make our best effort.
No, I thought we were set for trial today.
No, today I know you had your medical treatment and I just put this as a tentative date because of
Thank
the
you.
medical treatment. So,
I'll send out notifications to our witnesses and see who responds and what they have to say.
okay. I'm trying to get you set as quick as possible.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's
You're
been a
welcome.
long 9 months.
Would this be a short trial?
3 days, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
You're finished.
what do we have for the first week in March for jury trial?
Have a manslaughter, is that?
Is that criminal probation? All right, so what we'll do, we'll put you for March,
Because you just made that.
and we'll see where we are. Yes,
Okay.
and if everything is, falls through, then we'll take you out. All right, there are other cases that are ahead,
Yes.
so we'll recall you for March 4th.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. And could you all make sure that I have a acknowledgement of discovery?
Your Honor.
Your Honor. I believe there's already one in the DA's file.
2024, that was not signed by defense counsel.
All right. So once that's signed and I sign it, then we will bring you back on March 4th. Deputy Laura, she'll need to be brought back dressed for trial on March 4th. All right, so I'm going to change your date to February 18th. Because you put February 19th.
Oh, I thought it was the 19th.
See, I'm telling you, when you're off for a day, it's when there's that holiday that's thrown in, it causes issues. All
Thank
right,
you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Just have a seat, ma'am. Have a seat.
Get that order taken.
Thank you. What page is Aguilar on?
Six.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Welcome.
Back.
Yeah, please.
That's the following Donina Constantine.
I think that.
Oh. Yes. And your client is not present.
I understand that, Judge.
All right.
My
All right.
my client's Romanian. She's probably a gypsy, so there's no telling where she might be.
Okay. All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 012213 State versus Donna Nicoletta Constantine. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
for the defense?
George Schaefer for defendant on all three of her cases, Judge.
All right. I just only have one. Let me.
Now, look on the next page. There's two more.
I need the other files on this to the clerk. And the court is also causing 2024 CR 012215, 2024 CR 012216. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
for the defense?
Again, George Schaefer for defendant on all three cases.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:32 a.m. The defendant did not answer docket this morning. And Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Judge, the state's requesting a judge's warrant of bond forfeiture.
All right, the court will grant the bond forfeiture in each case, remand your client without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider. And with that, the record will be closed. Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And she has 3 cases. For those of you who are here, if your attorney has not made an appearance, you need to call them on the phone because the court is recessing at noon and you'll be brought back this afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, working at the jail.
All right. Oh, please be seated. Marie Morales.
She's here, she's present, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mario Tovar. Could I see the file on Mario Tovar, please? And Deputy Laura, when you have a chance, could you make the announcement for him?
Dylan Skinner.
All right, court is going to call 2024 CR 012895 State versus Mario Tovar. Could I have someone for the state as Criminal Trial Division? All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:41 a.m. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement for the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. He is not out there.
All right, state.
State's requesting either a bond forfeiture, Your Honor, or a judgment.
All right, the defendant will be remanded without bond. If he makes an appearance, the court will reconsider. Mason Washington.
He's in the box, Your Honor.
Yes, are you ready to proceed on this?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Washington, if you come down. All right. So the new, and counsel, you're on this side.
I'm sorry.
On the wrong side.
Good morning. Oh, no, you're in the center. It's just your client is on this side. All right, so the court is in receipt of the newly indicted case. Counsel, are you on that case as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so state, where are you on discovery with regards to your case?
I believe defense requested things this morning. We provided her with 911 call. We're requesting another police report that might be missing, so we're in the process of trying to get all that to defense.
All right, is there any child protective services involved in this case? All right.
That's another, Your Honor, if I may, we do not have CPS records. That's one thing that I'm requesting this morning. What the state indicated was, the 911.
Everyone, please whisper.
The 911 call that I have in evidence is an opening, so they're putting it on a CD for me to see if that helps. I've also asked for an additional audio files for them to check with their detective. There are emails in discovery indicating that the detective spoke to the complaining witness's parents, and I'm asking them to check with their agency to see if there's any audio files that recorded that conversation, because
All right,
sometimes.
so you need to have a seat.
Additionally, Judge, I'm requesting SAPD 24046370, which is the original runaway case for this complaining
All right,
witness.
so let's slow it down a little bit.
Sorry, Judge.
Everyone, for the love of all that's holy, please whisper. Whisper as though you are spies. And if somebody can hear your conversation, that will mean the end of your life. All right.
Can I continue, Judge?
Bashan, everyone here, if they were a spy, it would be over for them. Everybody would hear their conversation. All right, so you need CPS records.
Yes, Your Honor.
There are some audio files that may exist based upon your review of emails.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you have all of the emails?
Yes, Your Honor, they're in discovery and I can forward them to the state if that would.
All
be
right, so
helpful.
what else do you need?
Your Honor, there's a runaway case for the complainant that's connected to this case as well. I've given him that SAPD report number, Your Honor, and I'm requesting the discovery in that case.
All right.
Additionally, Judge, when the detectives speak to the complaining witness's parents, they indicate another person who may have been the cause of this. His name is Joseph Cortez. So I have requested the at-large case, which is JN 2171232. The state indicated that they would upload the police report, Your Honor, but I'm requesting all of that discovery because that is going to be important when I'm cross-examining all witnesses, Judge.
All right, so,
Your Honor, for the record, that is sealed evidence.
oh, we're not on the record, but okay.
Well, that's sealed evidence and it's not, can't be provided for discovery until the state decides if it's going to be indicted or not. It's an unindicted case,
All right, and this is
unindicted at large
on Cortez?
on the one she's referring to at the end. Yes, Your Honor.
Cortez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so just file your motion for that. If they don't turn it over, we'll have a hearing.
Yes, Your Honor.
And state what I can tell you if the defense cannot wait for you all to decide if you're going to indict a case or not, unseal it or not. Because this may be a witness that may be exculpatory, maybe it's not, who knows? But if it's not turned over, file a motion and I'll have a hearing on it.
I will, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor. After our last hearing, they uploaded body cams, Your Honor, and from the SB, from the report that the detective put together, I believe that's all the body cams available, Judge. And from my view of the evidence, I don't believe we're missing any body cams. It's just what I indicated on the record today.
All right, so we're going to recall this for discovery. And what I'll do, counsel, if there's no objection, I'll recall it in 45 days because it may take time for the CPS records because, sir, this is how Child Protective Services work. If the state already has the CPS records in their physical possession, then it'll be quite simple to get the CPS records. But if it's not in their hands or in the prosecutor's hand who handled the CPS cases, it's going to take a while. Because if you can imagine, in Bexar County, Texas, there are a lot of Child Protective Services cases and they have to pull all of the records. And sometimes the records will be duplicates. So your attorney may end up with 2,000 pages of records, but only 1,000 of them are original. All right. So I'm trying to make sure that your attorney has all of the evidence so she can represent you. All right. And not be hit with surprises. Okay. So what I can tell you is I'm going to get a 45-day reset. If she has everything before that date, all she has to do is come back to court and say, I have everything, and we'll bring you back in court before the 45 days. Do you understand?
Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 45-day reset.
It'll be April 3rd. That's 44 days.
All right, we'll bring you back on April 3rd, and that's to make sure that she has all of the discovery.
One last thing, Your Honor.
Yes.
My client and I have discussed what is missing, but we are still waiting to see for an offer from the state this morning. So if I can just have a few more minutes with him.
I'm sure.
Before they take him back. Your Honor.
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome.
And it's a bond violation.
Yes. It's possible records.
What page is Washington on?
He's on page, good morning, page 6.
All right, thank you. And counsel, on Washington, if you are waiting for the state to tender an offer, and if you want an offer before the 45 days, just let me know and we'll put it on the docket for the state to tender an offer. You're welcome.
Yes, yes. So I kind of like that.
Ask it if we could approach on Ray De La Rosa. Thank you.
Skinner.
You're welcome. Ray Espinosa.
Morning, Honor.
Good morning. So, Mr. Foley, I haven't seen you since our last trial here together.
It has been a minute.
Yes. So any new vegetarian places?
Really. I think there's just, they don't, a little bit of.
Vegetarians? No, I'm not, but I am.
You're
I enjoy
dabbling?
good food.
Okay,
So I love all things green.
okay.
Right? It took me a while to love Brussels sprouts, but then I just realized they were not being cooked appropriately. And I discovered once you cook them appropriately, they're no longer healthy. You know, when you throw in the maple syrup and the bacon, it's like,
Yeah,
but Sean, am I right?
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, my mom would always, you know, you would have the day where you would have to have fish. And you'd have the day where you would have to have cabbage. I'm from Louisiana, so you put the hot sauce on the cabbage, it's good to go.
Yeah.
But when she would do the Brussels sprouts, I'm just can't eat the baby cabbages.
Can't do it.
Oh, I can't stand them.
Well, you haven't had them with bacon and maple syrup.
Yeah, I have, I still can't. It's like every good recipe or every recipe that people have for Brussels sprouts is just some way to try to cover up the flavor.
right, it's
Yeah,
true.
of
But
Brussels
you know, it's the same thing for me with kale.
sprouts.
I will agree with you there.
Me too.
Yes. But I will tell you, one of the best places I've had for Brussels sprouts, which they're not healthy once I've started counting calories, Cheesecake Factory, their Brussels sprouts are
Are they
great.
good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they are.
Okay.
And you're just.
All right.
And
to know.
also Zokas
Oh, yeah.
on the Riverwalk, their
Right.
Brussels sprouts are great. All right, so today,
And now the unpleasant matter of
yes,
Actually,
it's never unpleasant because I get a chance to see you all. All right, so today is a plea deadline date.
Yes, Your Honor.
So are you all requesting a jury trial?
well, Judge, at this point, the court might recall, I just brought you an order for additional funds for the mitigation experts. So
Yes.
they are trying to finish that up so that Mr. Foley and I can present a mitigation packet to the committee so that we can make a plea bargain offer to Jason for him to take upstairs. So what we would actually like to do is extend that plea bargain deadline if we possibly could, so that we could make that happen.
And Judge, we do have authority from our client to explore pleas, so we do think this thing.
All right. So how much time would you all be asking for?
I would say 6 weeks if possible.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Ferguson, I'm going to need 2 dates from you.
Okay.
First, I need a date for 6 weeks from now. I'm sorry, when?
April 1st.
April 1st.
All right. Is that April's Fool's Day or is that the real date you're giving me?
It is April's Fool's.
All right. And then the next date I need is a jury trial date. How long would you all expect a jury trial to last?
I'm gonna say, I don't know, Jason, what do you think, in 2 weeks?
Yeah, Judge, I mean, probably a little less than Tamor McIntyre, so probably 2.5. I mean, 1.5. rather.
All right. So I've been in trial with Mr. Foley before.
So
Which
that's
is,
what.
there is a
So
folly
there was-
There's
factor.
not that many videos, but I mean, if
There is a
So-
folly factor. I will agree with that.
which I'm fine with, but I just want us to be prepared. All right. Because if there is, I just need to be prepared because I was in trial with Mr. Foley and I actually enjoyed, because both attorneys were very well prepared. But it was a trial where the next thing I know, I said, how long have we been in trial? Has this been 2 weeks? And Deputy Lawrence like, Judge, we've been in trial for a month.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
But you're gonna say 3 days.
no, it was longer than a month. Like, oh my gosh. So
And that was on an ag assault.
no, that was a murder case.
Remember? The murder was the other kid.
Mhm.
The capital murder was the other kid. This was the ag assault. From the second kid, because they brought the victim in and put him on the. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, you're right. It's Brianna.
I was like, yeah, he's challenging my memory.
Yeah, right.
Not happening.
Like Ingrid Bergman, is this gaslight?
I tried
Are you trying to
those-
gaslight me?
Tried those 2 back to back, Judge, remember?
Yeah. All right, so what date?
I think they're pondering here.
All right.
September 9th.
And there's going to be a gap of time because we have capital murders and murders that are already set.
That's, well, that's a holiday. November 11th.
Looking towards November.
Well, the beginning of November is an official holiday.
Oh,
What?
I know that does.
That's what a Scorpio say. Oh, but
Like.
I'll be
12th
here.
or the 21st.
Yeah, but November 11th is a holiday, Judge, for Veterans Day.
Yes.
I mean,
Unless y'all pick on the 10th, on a Monday.
And I will tell you, I always tell jurors, don't wave the flag and then not want to serve on jury duty because only two things are asked for you: pay your taxes and serve on jury once in a blue moon. So what are you all saying? Do jury selection on when?
The 10th, Monday, the 10th, and then
All right.
start the 12th because the 11th is a holiday.
All right, is that going to interfere with people's Thanksgiving plans?
The Thanksgiving should
it
be,
possibly could.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. But if.
Well, that is a good
down,
point.
that puts
No,
us in
we're gonna move with a purpose.
December.
So let's do that jury selection then on, if the holiday is on November 11th, do people usually take that Monday off
they
to travel?
do, they do. I
Mhm.
try to.
All right, then this is what we can do. We can either do jury selection on the 10th or we can do jury selection on Wednesday, the 12th. And if we do it on Wednesday, the 12th, we'll start in the morning and everybody has all day for jury selection. And state, I won't expect testimony on that day. It would just be for jury selection.
That'd be fine with the state judge.
I think that's probably best, Judge.
All right, so November 12th.
November 12th, Wednesday.
And then if I end up with my mom for Thanksgiving, Angelini will finish you up.
What a treat and a treasure.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
What a treat and a treasure.
Or either I have my mom come down. Mom, can you come down? All right, so November 12th.
Okay.
And then if my mom comes down, she'll say, no more objections. That's my baby. All
Get
right.
this show on the road.
Yes. So this is what is happening so you can understand. So everyone is going to be back here on November 1st. Your counsel will
April 1st.
April 1st. Why did I say November 1st? April 1st. Your counsel will provide whatever mitigation they want the state to review to see if there's an agreement that can be reached. State, if you need time to look that over, there may be another date before your November 12th date if they need more time. But November 12th, because of everything that's going on with discovery and so many moving parts, that's going to be your jury trial date and your plea deadline date. Do you understand? Do you have any questions about anything? All right, anything else from either side?
No, Judge.
All right, no more face tattoos, okay? All right.
It'll be excuse
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Oh, I forgot to ask you, how's David doing?
Oh, he's okay. He's okay. Thank you for asking.
All right, you want, I love your pen.
Thanks.
Sure.
Okay.
Given off the final, so we'll move that one.
Okay.
It is. Now it's just- About 5 minutes.
You don't know. That's what we're asking. Yes. We don't. Thank you.
Oh, that's all. That is 4 years.
You got the one big one? Yeah. Everyone is Robert.
And I approach.
Yes.
Same person.
Thank you. Could I see the file on John Ruben Magallanes, please?
No, I thought. No. I'm sorry, Judge.
John Ruben Magallanes.
He's here. He's here, Judge.
All right, could I see his file?
Your Honor,
Yes.
Magallanes and defense counsel are in County Court 13 Impact Court.
Ah, all right, thank you. All right, thank you. All right, I'll take that up when I have time.
Thank you for your help. No, it's just the first, I think it's the first time over there. Yes. I have a 9 number, so. And I have a question. So I have an ADL that's set for doing. I've not done my what is that? It's an actual.
Ah, I like it.
Hi,
Hello,
did you receive your dismissal?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You all are excused.
I still have one more client left on your docket.
All right, thank you.
We'll be submitting for a plea today.
All right, thank you.
Oh, that was me too, right? My case too.
Yeah, if you can just tell me because I.
I'm gonna need an interpreter, ma'am. At your convenience, please. Thank you, ma'am.
Who's here on Emmanuel Chavarria? Yes.
His mother's in the gallery.
All right.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. How's everything going?
Busy for Tuesday,
Yeah, because you know, when,
Monday, ruined.
yes, it's Monday and a Tuesday. I kept saying Monday. And then people were like, no, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm like, okay. All right. So on this case, we're here for a violation report. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge. He had a PR bond on a PG 1-4 awaiting indictment.
Mhm.
And then he also had a less than 1 gram subsequent to that. He's on a PR bond for the first case and then the YSL bond company for the second case, to my knowledge.
All right. So state in regards to these cases that the court has for the violation report, it's for drug cases.
The office
And the
date-
office date is 2023. Have there been any labs?
Judge, I know on the newer case that, from 2024, I don't think we can have lapse, but I'm checking on.
And in the meantime, could I tell you a little bit more?
Sure.
Yeah, Mr. Chavarria is working, he's 19 years old, correct? 18 years old, he's working At a car wash place, he gets $19 an hour. He paid for his bond. He got a PR bond for one, but he's been paying for his bonds. He's been checking in.
Okay.
He's made appearances in County Court 12. He's never missed a setting.
Okay.
And he's scheduled to be in County Court 12 next.
So why was he rearrested? Because the violation report I have, the only reason why you're here is because they said you were rearrested on the County Court 12 matter and then a drug case matter. And then, sure.
And so we just received a draft on the 2023 case, like 5 days ago. So I, will get one on indicting it or attempt to do it myself.
All right, let's go just a moment.
I can give it back to you.
Because it appears that your client is doing well, counsel.
Yes, Judge.
I will continue him with the same conditions. And then what we can do is we can recall this to see about the other cases, and maybe that may take care of everything. You understand?
Judge, I think that the reason for the violation report is because he was rearrested for a DWI as UCW and being arrested on February 6th.
Yes.
So just given those facts, I mean, we would be asking for the bond to be doubled.
Okay, we can go on the record. All right. We're on the record in night mag number 743129. State versus Emmanuel Chavarria. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joseph Dateson.
And you, Mr. Chavarria?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is in receipt of a first violation report and a second violation report. Based upon the violation report, it was filed due to your being rearrested on previous cases. And I'm assuming, since it says rearrested, he had made bond for those cases previously. Is that correct?
To my knowledge, he had made bond on all those misdemeanor cases as well.
All right.
He was already magistrated.
Okay. So, state, what are you requesting in regards to the violation report?
Not the bond double. I believe that it was 2,000, so we're asking for 4,000.
All right, defense.
Judge, my client's working. He's 18 years old. He can't afford to lose his job. He posted bond on his misdemeanors. And he has his mother here in the gallery who's relying on him to make house payments, utility payments. He does have one child who lives with him. He's not married, he has a girlfriend. One child's expensive and eats a lot, and he has expenses for child support, not child support. He doesn't owe child support. He's appeared in County Court 12 every time. He's never missed a setting. He checks in with pretrial. He's willing to report more frequently. He's asking if he could have his bond stay the same, and if not, have if we could have like a summons and have a pretrial setting to see about disposition within 30 days.
All right. And Mr. Chavarria, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Emmanuel Anthony Chavarria.
All right, on your bond for the driving while intoxicated in misdemeanor court, are you required to do any type of drug testing of anything of that nature?
Drug testing.
Your analysis. Does anybody test you to see if you're using alcohol?
My job, they do daily, like monthly drug testing and stuff.
All right.
If they see that you're acting weird, that they'll drug test you.
All right, so you're receiving drug testing through your work?
But sometimes just not.
All right, so my question is, you have cases in misdemeanor court. Do you understand that? One of them is driving while intoxicated, and I don't want to get into any of the facts of that case or what people think the facts are, but are they giving you any type of drug testing for that case? Do you have to urinate and have people check your urine?
No, ma'am, I haven't got drug testing for that case.
All right,
They took blood though, so they took blood out of me.
okay, that's related to something else, to see if you had alcohol in your system while you were driving. Have you ever used any marijuana in the past or anything of that nature?
Like, when they had pulled me over, yes, ma'am.
Okay,
But not that day. I wasn't smoking or drinking that day.
okay,
I just had it in my possession.
okay. All right, so this is what the court is going to do. The court is not going to increase his bond. And I know judges are not supposed to tell why, but let me just tell everybody why I'm not increasing his bond. The drug cases have been pending since December 2023. The state only recently received the labs. And if either party wanted to, these cases could have been dismissed for further investigation under 32.01 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. So I'm not going to increase your bond and state it. Of course, it's up to you whether you're indicted or not, but he's 18. He doesn't have any more money to afford any more bonds. What I can do is I can reset the night mag cases before you indict, if that's the route you choose. And defense, you and your client can appear. And if you all are able to reach agreement, then that's completely up to you all. If you're not able to reach an agreement, then we'll head towards jury trial.
I would like to have a chance to negotiate for resolution.
All right, so state, we can go off the record. State, are you in? I know he's going to ask for how much time?
Within 30 days.
All right, so he's going to ask for 30 days. Are you all going to indict that before 30 days or if?
So I'll confirm that.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll recall this. Ms. Ferguson, if I could have a 30-day reset on Chavarria for the night mag cases. And they're going to ask for drug testing. I'm going to ask that the fees be waived based upon his finances.
March 20th.
All right, so we're going to come back on each of these cases on March 20th. And you work, is that enough time with your employer?
Yes, ma'am, I'll tell them if I can get that day off.
All right, if for some reason you're not allowed to have that day off, counsel, he can appear by Zoom.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Let's see that. Yeah.
Who's here on Carrie Lampkin?
Your favorite.
Yes, you are.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
That's my favorite process.
Oh, look at this. If that's truly your favorite prosecutor, why are you all not coordinating with your outfits? Your client is, but you didn't get the memo.
No, but my socks match everything.
Okay.
So Judge, on this, I think it's a discovery setting. I came on the case in December. I asked my paralegal, we checked in January, we had not received discovery. I checked this morning again to see if anything had come in. It has not come
So are
in.
you listed on an Odyssey?
Okay, so I should be. I'll have to go back and check and I'll get that figured out here today, at some point.
Oh, we're gonna figure it out right now. Yeah, you are listed as the attorney of record since December.
Yeah, so I haven't gotten anything, and so I went back and checked even my emails for the JN, for the calls number, don't have anything. But at this point, what we'll do is we'll make another inquiry and see if we can go that route. So I have them to go and request it and see if we get something that way. But Mr. Garahan has shown me by way of evidence that it is in Veritech, so they have put the discovery in there. It's just a matter of somehow my office getting access to it.
All right, so we're gonna, you all gonna have to do your discovery off docket. This will be the last discovery setting on this case. Ms. Ferguson, I need 30 days on Lampkin for discovery.
March 20th.
All right, March 20th will be your final discovery date. And Mr. Lampkin, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. There's no need for you to wear a tie.
My neck is too big, huh?
No. Oh, no, I was just saying that.
Thank you, Carmen.
You're welcome.
It's been great, Jeff.
Have a good one. Who's here on Ray De La Rosa?
And my fine is here as well.
De La Rosa?
Bring it, people, come please.
Just give me 1 second.
No problem.
Just 1 second. I have to correct something in the system. Oh. This. All right, so Mr. De La Rosa. All right, so State, did you tender an offer?
Your Honor, yes, we have tendered an offer.
Your Honor,
Yes.
currently we're here on a blood discovery order that was signed by Judge Angelini.
Yes.
That's what it was set for. I spoke with the ADA. We're still trying to get compliance on that.
All right, so where's the blood discovery? And this is family violence as well?
It's family violence as well, Your Honor.
So family violence cases, has all the discovery been turned in for those cases?
Yes, state's working on it.
All right, and State, did you give the defense an offer in those cases?
Yes.
All right, so in those cases, are you requesting a jury trial or is there going to be an agreement?
We're going to request a jury trial, Your Honor.
All right, so in those cases, your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in those cases without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand? All right, so family violence, how long do you expect the jury trial to last in those cases?
For the state's case in chief, Your Honor, I would say 2 days.
All right. And which case would you be proceeding on?
I believe that 3 of the cases happened on the same night as the DWI, Your Honor. So,
All right. But I mean, both of them are the same level felonies.
certainly they are, Your Honor.
Okay.
And there's a lot of crossover between the 2 cases, the 3 cases that happened on the night of the DWI third.
Yes, Your Honor, I don't have an answer for that at the moment. I just need a moment to review.
All right. So Norma, on the assault cases, jury trial date, they say 2 days. And could you put it no later than next month?
I can do March 4th.
All right, so that's going to be a jury trial date on those cases on March 4th. In those cases, the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand? And counsel, in those cases, are you asking for jury trial or bench trial?
It would be a jury trial, Your Honor.
Okay.
And with the DWI third, we're still waiting on the blood discovery. That Judge Angelini had signed an order from. I had asked the ADA for guidance on how long it will take them to comply with that. And that is also part of our defense as well from I believe the 2 cases.
All right.
that my client has been accused of that night on family violence, so.
All right. So that's going to be set for March 4th, but the family violence cases, those are going to jury trial on March 4th. All right, is there anything else?
Yeah. Your Honor, I believe I would ask the state when I will get my blood discovery that was signed by the Judge Angelini had signed the order from. Still haven't gotten an answer on when they expect to get me those
All right, when will
results.
that be here, state?
The answer is, I don't know, Your Honor.
Oh.
What I do know is that defense counsel was hired in March of last year. Filed a request for blood discovery that was actually a motion in September, then filed another motion in December, then finally got it signed in January. And the day after it was signed, I sent it out.
Okay.
Your Honor, and I understand but the state has had plenty of notice on the blood discovery. And we're just asking that we need that for my client's defense. And it does overlap with the family violence cases that he's been accused of as well.
All right, so March 25th, jury trial. All right, thank you.
Okay, and when,
I'm sorry, March 4th.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
if we could also get a where did he go?
Oh, he's right there.
Hey, oh, Andy, if you could please come back. Yeah.
Yes.
When are they? And again, I was asking for guidance from the district attorney's office of when they would give me the blood discovery.
He
from the
says he
order.
doesn't know. And let me just tell you, if you don't have your blood discovery, it's not coming into evidence. This entire DWI, or whether or not he was intoxicated at the time of the offense. I don't know why it's taken so long for blood discovery to come through, but this case has been pending for a while. The family violence cases are going to jury trial on March 4th.
Good deal.
All right.
We're
Thank
ready
you.
for that.
Is there anything else?
No, I was just kind of asking the district attorney, and he said he doesn't have any interest in getting the blood discovery stuff.
I don't think he said he didn't have any interest. I think he said he does not know.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. Or has it changed and did I not hear something?
No,
All right. So it's not that he has no interest in it. He says.
I know, and again, I don't know either. I was just asking if he has like a rough estimate when he could get me the blood discovery, so my expert could review it.
All right. Is there anybody you can call state who would know?
I can call Texas DPS Crime Lab and ask them then, but that is the best that I can do.
All right.
That's fine.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you, Your
Once you
Honor.
sign the reset form, you
I
excuse.
sure will. Thank you,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much. Thank
Have
you
a
for
good day.
dressing appropriately for court, sir.
Thanks.
Who's here on Dylan Jacob Skinner? Morning. Good morning. Yes.
Well, we were here last on the discovery issue. We still have a discovery issue. I have,
There were some corrupted files or something.
right, and
All
I
right.
haven't yet provided them. They're not uncorrupted. I mean, I haven't heard anything. I spoke to the prosecutor. I guess they are requesting them.
Who's the prosecutor? All right, who's the state on Dylan Jacob Skinner?
And we have talked, Your Honor, and I have given them a counter offer that they're considering and they want to talk to the complainant. So there is some stuff going on.
All right, Norman, this case is re-recalled for Thursday.
Yes.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Thank you.
Hey, Judge.
And that will be the final date for you all to come to an agreement if you have one.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
And on my discovery, we're still looking to.
State,
I'm sorry. Judge.
and also with regards to any discovery, defense counsel with the corrupted files,
Yes, Your
you'll
Honor.
need to bring those DVDs or whatever it is with you to court on that day.
Okay, Judge.
All right, so counsel, if you'll confer with them over what you say you haven't seen.
They already know.
All right, thank you.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
And Deputy Laura Hood needs to be brought dressed.
My nails on your, my nail on.
Desiree Castro.
She's present right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have a good day. Thank you.
All right, so all discovery has been received
Yes, Your Honor.
and state, did you tender an offer?
We did.
And how old are you?
25, I'm about to be 26 on Friday.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
if you were set this for the first week in March for a plea deadline date,
Yes, ma'am. What do you think, Mark?
all right, so we're gonna bring you back on March 4th for your plea deadline date. The reason why I ask people what their ages are is because I gauge that as far as plea deadline dates, because sometimes you have people before me who are 18 and I know they need a little more time to talk with their attorney about consequences. All right. So we'll bring you back on March 4th and that will be your plea deadline date.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
Judge,
Yes.
one more matter. There's a gentleman named Kenneth Howie who is.
Yes.
I talked to Scott. He is leaving the DA's office. He's not taking it. Nobody else in the office is taking it, so we need to kind of get that addressed.
All right. So just give me a second on that. And I will figure something out.
No problem. Really would think with the right help that the case could get resolved in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
With the right help, Judge.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Sir, she'll be with you in just a moment. She still has the warrant.
All right. Could I see the officer? Jose Velasquez Jr.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, so on this case, where are we on discovery?
Judge, we're gonna need the breath test discovery.
Okay,
All the other videos and everything are uploaded.
all right, there's no blood.
There is no blood.
All right. All right, how long state?
For the breath discovery, Judge, I would anticipate it to take 60 days.
I'm sorry, how long?
60 days.
60 days. What is going on?
Judge, I know, the last time I communicated with GPS, they told me that there were 90 days from receiving the order to providing it on blood, but on breath, yeah. I think it's 60 days.
All right, and where's the order for the court to sign?
I will bring you one, Judge. I apologize.
All right, so here's the thing, that needs to be brought to me, or you can email it through e-discovery. That needs to be done today.
I'll do it.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, give me a 30-day reset. I'm sorry, not a 30-day. Give me a 45-day reset on Velasquez, please.
April 3rd.
All right, we'll be back on April 3rd. All right, is there anything else?
Judge, I have kind of the standard order that was most of the misdemeanor courts use. If I change the style, is that acceptable to you?
Oh,
Or,
you need to see if there's any objection from the state.
okay. All right. I'll find it.
All right, thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, thank you.
That's what I was. The question on that, maybe the staff attorney looks at it, and it was fine with that.
They told you to set it. It's
Oh, the staff attorney.
policy, private policy.
I'll just call her now.
Okay.
All right, Enrique Hernandez.
Counsel.
Thank you.
May I approach your honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning.
He's in the box. I'll keep up my voice.
Court is calling 2024 CR 0073006 State versus Enrique Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris.
Right back there.
John Heinrich for Mr. Hernandez.
And are you Mr. Hernandez?
Yes.
All right, and we have an interpreter present. If you could raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state the record.
Carmen Tarragona Saiz.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, all of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents reviewed with you in Spanish?
Yes.
And counsel, do you speak Spanish?
I do not, Judge.
All right, and were those these documents reviewed with him in Spanish?
They were, Judge.
All right. Mr. Enriquez, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
And is there a discovery acknowledgement?
I don't think I prepared one, Your Honor.
All right,
I can acknowledge on the record, Judge.
all right. Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
I believe so, Judge.
And did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery, and state, I'll need that acknowledgement of discovery.
I'll make sure you get it, Judge.
Right. Mr. Hernandez, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do so waive the reading, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge, however, there is one issue that I wish to address.
Yes.
In clause number 581769, the judgment states that the defendant's name is Enrique Tadeo Hernandez. If you look at the SID number and the date of birth for Enrique Tadeo Hernandez, you'll find that they are the same SID number and date of birth for Enrique Hernandez, indicted under this cause number and charged by information in 359671. So on those bases, we believe that they're the same person.
We have no objections with that finding, Judge.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
All right, so here's the thing. You're gonna have to wait till the interpreter finishes interpreting. And we're either gonna speak in English or Spanish, and that's for you. So if you wish to speak to the court in English, then we will not have the interpreter. Do you understand?
Yes.
So do you wish to have an interpreter?
Yes.
All right. So do you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated, third or more? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yeah.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Hernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No. No.
Counsel, has your client had an opportunity to consult with an immigration attorney?
Yes, Your Honor. My client has had an opportunity to consult with his own retained immigration attorney, and I've explained, as I know them, the immigration consequences as well to him accepting a plea in this case.
Mr. Hernandez, did you have a chance to speak with an immigration attorney on this matter?
Yes.
And were you able to discuss with your immigration attorney the impact this case will have on your immigration status?
Yes.
And do you understand that by entering into a plea bargain agreement in this case, you may be deported and not allowed to re-enter into the United States?
Yes.
Do you understand that you may be denied re-entry into the United States?
Yes.
And do you understand that you may be denied naturalization?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
That is the plea, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There has not been, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours of community service restitution, 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition of probation, ignition interlock for half the term, 2-year driver's license suspension, DWI intervention, and VIP live. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
In an exhibit 1 in attachments.
No objections, Judge.
All right, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments or review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
All right, state, with regards to the jail time, normally based upon the fact that there is overcrowding at the jail and other health issues, the court will allow the defendant to serve the 10 days on GPS. Do you have any objection to that in this case?
No, Your Honor. I also have no objection if the court wants to hold the 10 days in advance.
All right, thank you. You may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
No objections, Judge.
All right, and anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, yes, my client is not a naturalized United States citizen. I have concerns that if he is transported to the jail, he will be placed on an ICE detainer and removed.
All right, so here's the thing. This is what I tell people. I look at cases, Mr. Hernandez, on an individual basis. Based upon your status, I won't treat you any differently than anyone else. So, for example, if somebody were to tell me, oh, we can't reach this plea bargain agreement because if we do reach this plea bargain agreement, this person will be deported. In those cases, you know what I say? You either want a jury trial or you don't. So I believe that everyone should be treated fairly. Now, whether or not ICE detains you or pick you up, that is completely up to ICE. This is not a federal court, so I have no control over whether you're deported or not deported. This is just simply a state, I shouldn't say simply, but this is a state court, and I just review the cases that are before me. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, do you have any children?
Yes.
And what are their ages?
20,
20,
17,
17,
12 y 6 años.
12, and 6 years old.
All right. And are you employed?
Yes.
And what do you do?
Construction.
Okay. All right, this is what the court will do. As previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 3 years. There's regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home care provider with minors. Ignition interlock for half the term. There's to be a 2-year driver's license suspension. DWI intervention, VIP live. There's to be a TAP evaluation, out of custody, follow recommendations. There should be a referral to felony drug court. Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, that will be deemed satisfied. There's to be 20 days. 20 days partial GPS. And that will be partial for employment only.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And there's to be 60 sober meetings in 60 days. Probation, is there anything else that's needed? Thank you. And regular and random UAs. Mr. Hernandez, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
I don't know.
All right. Well, if you find that you need some help maintaining your sobriety, just let the probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing your issues, you can always come back to court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Normally, what I do say, if people are not here legally, I will tell them they're not allowed as conditions of their probation to re-enter the United States unless they do it legally. But your defense counsel has let the court know that you are actually here legally. So stay out of trouble.
Your Honor, I would like to also tender discovery.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, may my client be excused?
Once he goes over conditions with probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes,
Thank you.
and thank you, sir, for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you for the court's time today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Norma.
Your Honor, after, may I be excused after?
Yes.
Probation?
Yes, thank you. You're welcome.
Question before you go. I have a client who he's been calling and his girlfriend or whoever's been calling. He had a setting back in December 2nd, and I filed a motion for continuance. He says he appeared by Zoom, but then he had an FTA of the warrants. Give you the case number. Absolutely. I think you're giving the project. Still in Paris, yeah. 2021 CR 8755. He says he showed up by Zoom. I don't know. So he's here already? Okay. I don't know how, because I know I couldn't make it because I forget.
Arnulfo Esquivel.
Esquivel.
Or you have mitigation.
All right, so in this case, where are we on the discovery?
Defense counsel believes we have gotten all the discovery that the state has. They have tendered an offer. We have tendered a counter offer, and they're gonna check with the victim to see if it's something that we can do.
All right, how old are you, sir? All right, Ms. Ferguson. Recall this for plea deadline. March 6th. Yes.
And who's this? I'm sorry.
Yes.
All right, so on March 6th, you need to let the court know whether or not you reached an agreement. If you don't reach an agreement, your next setting will be a jury trial date. You understand? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe excused?
Yes.
Page
Oh,
three.
what page 3?
Page 3.
Thank you.
What date did you give me that?
March 6th. Jeremiah Miller. All right, where are we on this case?
Your Honor, defense has given us a counter offer, and we just need to have a conversation with our defendant to see if that's something we're gonna move forward with.
All right, Norma, recall this for March 6th. That's your final plea deadline date. After that, if you all don't come to an agreement, then you'll be set for jury trial.
Judge, can we do that on March 5th?
No, we can do either March 3rd, March 4th, or March 6th.
Judge, the 6th.
All right, Ms. Ferguson set that for March 6th plea deadline date.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Good.
Once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And what page is he on?
That is.
Thank you. And Jeff?
Yes, ma'am.
No more files. Jose Oviedo. Court is calling 2024 CR 012116, State versus Jose Ovidio. Could I have parties announced for the record? State,
Rick Banion for the state of Texas.
defense,
Ron Ross.
and how do you pronounce your last name, sir?
Oviedo,
Oviedo?
Oviedo,
Oviedo.
Oviedo.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery?
I have, Judge.
And did you review it with your client?
I did, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Is there an application in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We're waiving the habitual enhancement, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objections to that.
All right, sir, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? You're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine, affirmative finding of deadly weapon, no applications. The state will take in consideration 2024 CR 012198. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's to be no contact with the complainants.
Judge, that is the agreement. We were gonna ask the judge to make that a no harmful contact. That's he has an ongoing relationship with that lady and there's still have,
All right, let me ask you all, is this name spelled correctly? You spell it Adnrea?
Yes,
Is that the way you spell that?
Andrea, Andrea.
Adnrea. Is that the correct spelling?
It's misspelled. I'm
All
sorry.
right, what should it be? What's the spelling?
Andrea.
Any objection to the court making that correction in the plea?
no, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and defense, you're saying that your agreement is not for no contact, it's for no harmful or injurious
Well, it
contact?
is for no contact, but we would ask the court to make a no harmful contact. We will go by that if that's what the judge rules.
Okay.
But we're asking you to make that one exception because he does have a relationship with this lady.
All right, state, do you understand that to be the agreement?
That's not the Commissioner. We're asking for no contact, given the facts and circumstances of this. We ask that the no contact order go forward.
All right, so they're saying that's a part of their plea bargain agreement. All right,
You want to go ahead and go with no contact with him? That's what the plea bargain is.
I mean, that's what I already signed for.
Willing to go on to, okay, you can always pull back. But you.
all right, let me help solve the problem. State, will you all put this outside your agreement, the no contact?
That's no objection.
All right, so any objection to the court correcting the paperwork to be no contact with the complainants, and that will be outside your plea bargain agreement?
No objection.
State any objection? State any objection? No objection, correct?
Well, Your Honor, and Ashley Jones for the record, for one of the witnesses, it's Andrea Salazar. That one we would ask be above the line and part of our agreement for a no contact order. And I don't think that there's going to be an objection from defense on that. Isadora, we can make the word.
Yeah, we can. That's acceptable. We'll go on with that.
Okay. All right, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting no contact with Isadora Balderas. Did you understand that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
State offer to exhibit one with all attachments, Your Honor.
No objections, Judge.
All right. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
No.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation with testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
All right, state, have you had contact with your complainant?
We've attempted and didn't get any return, Your Honor. We had to leave voicemails.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client with regards to the no contact?
Only he represents to me that they have an ongoing relationship. They've had one and he asked me earlier, can I put her on my visiting list here in jail if the judge says no harmful contact? I said, yeah, I think so. And when you go to prison, you can put her on a visiting list if it's no harmful contact. So apparently there's an expectation from him that she will want to come see him. So
I'm taking him at his word that they do have a relationship. I also, the phone numbers I had, I left messages and she did not call me back, so I've tried to reach out to her also.
All right.
And also
Sir.
point out, this is a screwdriver, not a knife, and it was swinging it around. It's a little bit different than.
All right. Sir, this is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's to be no contact with Andrea Salazar and Isadora Balderas. Taking consideration 2024 CR 012198, give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and also an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Anytime you're swinging a screwdriver at somebody or hitting somebody with the screwdriver, it gets to that point of violence in a relationship, not a good relationship. So your relationship with her is over. How old are you?
I am 43.
All right, so you should know better. So that relationship is over. Here's my advice to you. When you're released from the prison, don't immediately get into another relationship because you're not ready for one.
Yes, ma'am.
Buy yourself an orchid. And when you buy that orchid, it comes from the store, it's beautiful, the blooms are on it, right? It's sort of like a new relationship. Everything is new. Everybody's loving each other. The fact that somebody doesn't clean up behind themselves, you think that's so cute, right? Because it's a brand new relationship. Well, what you do is when you get that orchid, once the blooms fall off, and it will, do not get in a relationship until you're able to make that same orchid rebloom. Because when you try to get that orchid to rebloom, it'll teach you patience. Because no matter what you do, sometimes that orchid is just like, no, not blooming. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
All right, thank you, John.
You're welcome. State, I need the dismissal, please.
That's right.
Yes. And can I see the file on Hernandez, please?
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Dimitri Lavalley. Hello. So what is happening with this case?
I talked to Rashawn this morning. The probation submitted to the court a request to remove his GPS monitor.
And I can relay to the court, I think it's my understanding, Judge, he's been on since August of last year. And he's up to date on probation, done everything.
All right,
at
well,
this
my
point.
understanding is that the state is in agreement to removal of GPS, correct, state?
That's what Vashon had told
Oh, here
me.
you
I don't know who she.
Oh, is this, thank you.
I always like to talk to
Yes,
people.
Judge,
If,
I'm sorry, I have it on there as initials.
I always like to have a conversation with people when GPS is removed. It's sort of when you have a child, right? And that child has always been under your care. And then they want to go away to college instead of going to, college that's in your city. For example, instead of going to UTSA, they say, hey, let me go to Austin. And it's sort of, you get this freedom and you don't know what to do with it. So you start doing crazy things. Do not do crazy things. Do you understand? So my understanding is that you've been doing well. You're still living with your mom? All right, that's good. And you're going to Center for Healthcare Services? Taking care of everything? Any issues? Anything you need from the court? All right, stay on track. Do not let anyone else get you off track. You understand? Because when GPS is removed, there's going to be outside influences. Don't let that be you, because otherwise a motion to revoke could be filed, and what you're on probation for, you know the range of punishment, up to life in prison. Don't be that person. You understand? All right, so Ms. Abrams, on this, I'll allow removal of GPS.
Thank you.
All righty. All right, and thank you for dressing appropriately for court. I like that outfit. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Look at Cornelius saying thank you as though he had something to do with the outfit. Mr. Lavallee, did you confer with Mr. Cox on your outfit? Because he's taking credit for it. Maybe Mr. Cox, maybe he just saw you. And he's like, this. Yes. I appreciate that.
Which one of your signature?
Yes. And also put it on the supplemental report. All right, Rakeem Ashmore. And then after this case, the court is taking its break. All right, so we were here last time and it had to be recalled.
Yes, Your Honor, we are going back and forth on offers. We're conferring. I do believe we're close. It's just the state needs a little bit more time to consider the last offers that were made.
All right, so counsel, this can come back on the 3rd, March 3rd, 4th, or 6th.
Hey, Judge.
And this will be the final reset for a plea deadline date.
How about the 4th, Judge?
All right, we'll be back on March 4th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And with that, the